run for it. He went behind the buildings over here, and about a minute later, he emerged with some man.
An extraordinary scene in Southern California today as regular citizens help stop a suspect being chased by police. Good evening and welcome to West Coast Wrap. I'm Christina Rendon. Today's pursuit of that suspect in a truck that was allegedly stolen hit speeds over 70 miles per hour. It snaked through streets in Alhambra outside Los Angeles. Fox 11's Haley Winslow shows us how regular citizens were quick to take action and help bring him in.
This person is just driving reckless to drive reckless.
Barreling down sidewalks and front lawns, this white truck laps Garfield and Grand about a dozen times on a high-speed, hour-long police pursuit that starts in Lakewood, only slowing down when he gets here to Alhambra, where this shirtless man waits on Garfield and Woodward. He backs over a tree, takes off again, and suddenly runs out of gas.
There he is. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, they've got other people. Everybody's running after him. He's in the backyards.
He tries to escape through the backyards of these businesses.
Hard to get work done when something like this happens. Jumps over the wall. He's in our yard, and I'm like, my goodness, this guy's in our yard. What's going to happen?
Meanwhile, a mom's worst fear and a text from her daughter at nearby Garfield Elementary.
It said, "We're on lockdown." That was it. I was too scared for my kids, so I just came to pick them up.
So he made a run for it. He went behind the buildings over here, and about a minute later, he emerged with some man who was trying to do a citizen's arrest. Actually was successful. Man just grabbed him, kind of spun him around. There happened to be a broken down chair in the lawn. He sat him on the chair and held him down, and the girl was trying to get him to let him go.
Sit down. Look, they even brought out a chair for him. Let him go, let him go. Oh no, he's a good guy. He's getting a hug from his girl.
Suddenly, police in plain clothes, guns out, rush in. Hands up, and it's game over.
If it was one of the first times we ever seen a car chase, probably kind of scary, but it seems so darn routine now.
Pretty exciting for not a normal day of work. We've seen these on TV, but they've never happened so close to us.
Now, as Fox 11's Haley Winslow reporting, investigators have not released the identity of the suspect. No one was injured during the chase. Today marks the end of an era in Las Vegas. A live look for you here at the Strip's Tropicana Casino, which closed its doors for good today. Many people who showed up for one last look inside the resort are sad to see it go.
With the Tropicana being gone, it's just like, it feels like, vintage Las Vegas is just fading away bit by bit.
Stayed at the Tropicana. It was a beautiful place. We loved it. We just wanted to pay homage to it and kind of bring back some memories.
I never got to really see Old Vegas, so this is the closest thing that I'll get to seeing Old Vegas is the Tropicana.
Fox 5's Joe Vigil shows us how Tropicana employees work today to celebrate the resort's legacy.
Right, that is it. After nearly 67 years, the Tropicana is now officially closed. You can see the doors are now padlocked here, and things will stay that way until demolition, as this area will be the new baseball field for the A's, which are now heading to Las Vegas. But before this happened, we saw a really classy move by Tropicana employees. Many employees came out waving signs that said, "Thank you for the memories, thank you Las Vegas." Now, it was interesting to talk to many employees who have been here 8, 10, 29, even 38 years. Now, of course, in that amount of time, you get to know many people you work with. One worker of 24 years told me how it feels to be walking out of here and not coming back after all that time.
It's not the building, it's the family. So we're gonna miss that. We done raised our kids. It's sad, but we have to move on.
Now, demolition here is expected this fall. The new baseball stadium is expected to be built and open in 2028. Reporting in Las Vegas, Joe Vigil. Now back to you.
You can own a piece of this Las Vegas history. The resort's holding a massive online property sale to get rid of the hotel's contents. We're talking furniture, TVs, crystal chandeliers, banquet kitchen items, and liners that are just some of the items that are available. We have a link to the online property sale on our website, westcoastwrap.com. And as Fox 5's Joe Vigil mentioned, the Tropicana is being torn down to make room for a new baseball stadium the A's will call home. That ballpark is not expected to be ready until 2028, and it's unclear where this team will play next year after today's meeting of team officials in Oakland, California, city leaders. The A's current lease at the Coliseum in Oakland expires at the end of this season. The city has offered a 5-year, $97 million lease extension that would guarantee the team has a place to play while their new ballpark is built on the Las Vegas Strip. The proposal does, however, ask the team to pay much higher rent. The city says this would cover the costs of maintaining the Coliseum. The two sides met today, but it appears little progress was made in reaching a deal. The A's telling KTVU in a statement, quote, "We appreciate Oakland's engagement, and also we are far apart on the terms needed to agree on an extension." There are no further meetings scheduled at this time. We did reach out to the City of Oakland and Alameda County supervisors for comments on today's meeting. We have not yet heard back. A judge in Washington state has rejected a defense motion to use artificial intelligence to enhance video in a triple murder case. The shooting happened at the La Familia Sports Pub and Lounge in Des Moines, Washington in 2021. The defense wants to introduce an AI-enhanced witness video into evidence. The court says it will lead to confusion and potential unfair prejudice. Joshua Paloka is charged with 3 counts of murder and 2 counts of assault. Artificial intelligence is being used to create nude photos of students at another Southern California high school. This time, Laguna Beach High School officials say a student texted the pictures to people. Fox 11's Matthew Seedorf reports the situation is now under investigation.
Some parents tell me they're shocked, others upset. This is the second time we've reported on students using AI to create explicit photos of classmates in just a matter of weeks. Another school in Southern California launching an investigation into AI-generated nude photos of students made by a classmate and shared across campus.
I'm not quite sure what they showed, but I just know that they look really real, and it's just kind of scary to see that stuff like that can happen.
Laguna Beach Unified School District last week alerted parents and students.
We gotta hold people accountable. That's the biggest thing.
The realistic, explicit photos made using AI possibly shared among students through text messages.
Having 2 daughters, I think that that's something that is super important to me, that there's something that's done so that they know this is not okay.
Last month, Beverly Hills Unified School District voted to expel 5 8th grade students also accused of using AI to make and share nude photos of classmates. How can this keep happening, and what can be done to stop this?
It's very hard. It's very hard. A lot of these are open source. They are widely available. If kids really want to find a way, they can.
State California Senator Josh Becker recently drew up legislation that would label AI-generated nude photos of minors as child sex material.
We have to let kids know at school that this is unacceptable at all levels, and there will be punishment for it. This is not a joke. This is not a laughing matter. These are serious crimes, and they will be prosecuted.
A spokesperson from Laguna Beach Police couldn't comment about possible charges, but says they're working with school administrators in their investigation. This week, the school is planning to hold panel discussions between teachers and students talking about behavior online. Reporting in Laguna Beach, Matthew Seedorf, Fox 11 News.
Turning now to a developing story people in the West are watching, along with others across the globe. A powerful 7.4 magnitude earthquake has collapsed buildings in Taiwan. Images are beginning to surface showing victims being pulled from destroyed structures. This earthquake struck about 2 hours ago, creating a tsunami that's washed ashore on southern Japanese islands. The Pacific Tsunami Warning Center says there's no tsunami threat to Hawaii or the U.S. Pacific territory of Guam. We are monitoring developments in Taiwan and will bring you new information as it becomes available. A JetBlue passenger says he was kicked off a plane in the West for no reason. Cameras picked up some of what he experienced. We'll show you what happened. And video of a shopper's experience inside a Washington Walgreens going viral. We'll show you her confrontation with a security guard that the store is now investigating.
Hard to imagine it's springtime throughout much of the West Coast. We'll show you where it has been snowing. Plus, we're going to talk about that right there, where temperatures have been above average in the Bay Area. Your full West Coast wrap forecast is up next.
I I literally
Here's
came
what you
in
need to
here
do.
for
Here's
my
your options.
prescription.
Here are your
And you
choices.
guys are
A Seattle woman is taking legal action against Walgreens after she says an aggressive security guard accused her of shoplifting, making threats, and intimidated her. That video is going viral on TikTok after the woman posted it. The incident happened last Wednesday at a Walgreens in downtown Seattle. The woman says she was in line at the pharmacy when the security guard accused her of stealing. Mika Prince says the security guard, identified as Brian Vinegar, confronted and cornered her.
This guy thinks I'm stealing.
You got items on you, and I need those items back.
He had guns on him. He had mace. He was calling me a thief and antagonizing me. It was terrifying.
I'm just going to look. You go ahead and you open it up yourself.
I'm not clarifying anything for you. He was approaching me, getting extremely close to me, uncomfortably close. Said he was going to put me in handcuffs.
Prince says she did not take any items from the store. Walgreens says they're investigating the incident. The security firm did not return our calls for comment. Court documents reveal disturbing new details about a Tacoma stabbing. The attack happened at Point Defiance Park on February 10th. The suspect, identified as 27-year-old Nicholas Matthews, stabbed the victim repeatedly while claiming she was a pedophile, according to documents released yesterday. Investigators caught up with Matthew in the Bay Area. They say he was trying to leave the country. The victim allegedly offered him money to stop the attack. Strangers stepped in to help before Matthew ran away. The victim spoke out publicly about the attack, choosing to remain anonymous.
I was one wrong move from being killed. I was completely alone, and I still can't believe that I survived.
Prosecutors charged Matthew with first-degree attempted murder in March. He's being held in a Bay Area jail awaiting extradition to Washington State. Jury selection resumes this morning for Chad Daybell in Idaho. Daybell is married to convicted killer Lori Vallow. He's accused of killing his first wife, Tammy, and Vallow's 2 children, who once lived in Arizona. All 3 victims were found dead at Daybell's home, but the children were discovered buried in his backyard after being missing for several months. Daybell could get the death penalty if convicted. The judge wants 50 people for the court to choose from before narrowing it down to 18 jurors. 6 of them will be alternates. A JetBlue passenger is looking for answers after he says he was unjustly kicked off a flight heading from Los Angeles to Fort Lauderdale. As Fox's Christina Gonzalez reports, the incident was partially caught on camera.
What's the issue?
The issue is that they want you off the flight.
Why?
A JetBlue passenger asking why he's being ordered off his LAX to Fort Lauderdale flight, where he says he had just taken a seat.
Get on the plane, I'll get prepared, I'll put my earplugs in, I went to sleep.
The video was sent to us by other passengers who say they had just sat down next to Tremaine Graves on the emergency exit row. And they were asked by a flight attendant if they would be able to assist in case of an emergency.
When it was his turn to reply, he was kind of sleeping with the earphones, and then he put it off and replied yes.
She woke me back up, told me I'm going to need a verbal yes from you, that you're willing to assist in the event of an emergency. I'm like, yes.
You were sitting on the emergency row.
I was sitting on the emergency row. I'm like, yes. Everybody said yes. You know what I'm saying? I put my earplug back in and I went back to sleep. I was woke back up by a supervisor telling me I need to come get off the plane. The reason I have to get off because I did not comply. That's correct? Yes. And I complied. Okay. So everybody here told you this. Okay. So what's the issue? Right.
The issue is that they want you off the flight.
Why? He said, if the police come here, we just gonna ban you from flying on JetBlue. You need to come off before they get here, because it's gonna be bad.
Other passengers don't want their names publicized, fearing retribution from the attendant or airline.
Because he didn't say yes, or he didn't say yes aloud, which is totally nonsense, but they were just about to call LAPD.
Was that the issue, correct?
Next step is
or no?
Plane everybody on this plane.
Was that the issue or not?
Removed from that.
Was that an issue or not?
Okay,
can you answer my question? Can you answer my question?
No, I give you my reason why.
Did he at any point offer you another seat if the problem was your response about the emergency exit?
I thought that would be the result if somebody's not physically able to assist in an event of emergency. At most, you move their seat, not kick them off the plane.
He says he left the flight voluntarily, was put on a much later flight to a different city. He had to drive from that city to Fort Lauderdale, get his luggage, and got home today. We have reached out to JetBlue, have not heard back from them yet. I'm Christina Gonzalez at LAX, Fox 11 News.
This week's snow in Flagstaff, Arizona is pushing the city past the 100-inch mark for the snow season. It's the second year in a row Flagstaff has received more than 100 inches of snow. Let's bring in KTVU meteorologist Roberta Gonzalez, who's tracking conditions that could bring more snow to that area later this week. Hi, Roberta.
It will bring more snow to that area by Friday, but until then, we're taking a look. Here's Flagstaff, and here you have Sierra Vista and Tucson. Right smack in between, you have Benson and Tombstone, and we had a little bit of light precipitation, but as we zero in on Flagstaff, it is precipitation free at this time. Now let's head 150 miles due south to Phoenix, Arizona, where it was clear today at 76 degrees. Just gorgeous conditions there. Los Angeles average high 71, but today you had the abundance of sunshine at 74. Average high in San Francisco is 63, but today topping off at a lovely 65 after the morning low clouds did lift. And then we head to the north to Seattle, where typically this time of the year it's 57 degrees, but today topping off 10 degrees above average at 67, but that's changing in a hurry. This is a trough. It's already bringing some light precipitation in the form of rain and sleet right around that Mount Vancouver area along the international border, and this is sweeping down. Watch this. This is beautiful. This is typically what you would experience in the winter time. This is a cold front. It's already enhancing the marine layer from the Bay Area all the way up to the Mendocino coast, and again that California-Oregon border. And look at the precipitation and the cold air associated with this system as it plows into California and then sideswipes Arizona. So here's how we're looking at the forecast. First things first, things changing to the Pacific Northwest. The temperatures will be coming down and the rain will increase by Thursday, certainly in Seattle, backing through Portland. In San Francisco, Wednesday's a transition day with the temperatures coming down, and boy, we will not even climb out of the 50s in throughout the San Francisco Bay Area on Thursday and Friday. And the home opener for the Giants against the San Diego Padres is on Friday. It will be a blustery day at the ballpark. Meanwhile, we're focusing in on the Los Angeles area, and you've got thunderstorms returning to the Southland by Friday. And then the Phoenix area will be topping off with the abundance of sunshine, flirting with 90 degrees by Thursday, but by the weekend is when the weather changes adversely. A mixed bag of precipitation in the form of rain and snow. And then we focus in on the Mile High City, where temperatures will be on the increase and no precipitation. Christina?
Thank you, Roberta. Emergency managers in Oregon are taking stock after January's snow and ice storm that wreaked havoc across the state. Fox 12's Carly Olson breaks down how one assessment exposes gaps in extreme weather response.
One of the biggest lessons they learned was due to an unexpected change in the weather forecast that week, which resulted in many homeless community members not having a place to stay.
Every event is different, and every event will throw you some curveballs.
Multnomah County's Director of Emergency Management, Chris Voss, says in many ways their response during the week of January 12th was more effective than ever.
I'm happy to say we turned nobody away. So people kept coming. We kept keeping our doors open and kept allowing people in.
According to the report, during the emergency, the county sheltered a record 1,356 people, provided 404 shuttle rides to shelters for the homeless, and provided 7,650 hot meals.
It tells us that our outreach is working.
But when warm weather was predicted for January 17th, the county closed their shelters and the temperatures ended up staying below freezing, leaving homeless community members without a place to go. Voss says they've already started to implement changes.
We had an event in February, and we were purposely staffing beyond the first day that was basically the forecasted model, so that we wanted to put ourselves in position and we were sort of in a situation where if the forecast didn't change dramatically in a worse situation, that we would be prepared.
The report also recommended more year-round volunteer training opportunities and better engagement with partners like the city. Also, fewer but larger shelters, since power outages and water line breaks made the high number of smaller shelters tougher to staff. With 4 hypothermia deaths during the ice storm, the county says it's crucial to start now.
But I also don't think that all of these changes are quick changes. I think that some of these things are things that we're going to be looking at over the course of 5 and 10 years to improve across a wider spectrum.
If you want to read more of the county's recommendations to its emergency department, you can visit the web version of this story at kptv.com. Reporting in Southeast Portland, Carly Olson, Fox 12 Oregon.
Streaks of fire lit up the sky in the west early this morning. Coming up, speculation mounts over what caused this. And a big win for one Las Vegas gambler. Will break down how he turned $10 into more than $1 million. Large streaks of flames had people looking to the sky in Southern California early this morning. These images, captured from the ground in Garden Grove, were posted to social media. NASA has not weighed in yet on what caused this scene. Some witnesses have been speculating the possibility of a meteor shower or space debris falling to Earth. SpaceX workers have given no indication that those streaks were tied to last night's launch of a rocket. Conditions were clear enough to see the rocket climbing to low Earth orbit across Southern California. It launched from Vandenberg Space Force north of Santa Barbara. These images of streaks from the rocket were captured near Newport Beach. The rocket helped deploy 22 satellites. A once-in-a-lifetime solar eclipse is just 1 week away. It is expected to be a major attraction across the country. As Fox's Alexis McAdams tells us, officials across the U.S. are taking steps to make sure that people have a fun and safe experience.
It seems like just awesome because, well, it is awesome.
We're now less than 1 week away from a rare total solar eclipse, and people are gearing up from coast to coast, including local officials along the path of totality. That's the route the eclipse will be taking across the country. Rural areas of Oklahoma and Texas are expected to be ground zero for thousands of amateur astronomers, scientists, and fans looking for the best views.
We've been preparing for months for the influx of people coming in to the state. It's going to be a huge for tourism and a chance for us to show off the Oklahoma standard.
One of the biggest issues facing officials is traffic. Many of the best viewing spots are in areas that are difficult to access by car. There are also expected to be thousands of watch parties and gatherings, creating a perfect storm for people traveling to see the eclipse. Here in New York, these signs are already popping up on major roadways, advising people to come early and stay late.
We absolutely expect significant gridlock. You will be in traffic for several hours.
Overall, authorities say this should be a fun event for the whole country, with millions expected to get out their eclipse glasses and enjoy the moment.
The last time the eclipse came around, I was 3, so I don't remember anything, so I'm really excited to actually be able to remember something.
The eclipse is expected to start in Mexico before making its way north through the United States and exiting over Canada. In New York, I'm Alexis McAdams, KTVU, Fox 2 News.
A Hawaii man is celebrating a big win in Las Vegas. He turned $10 into more than $1 million playing a Wheel of Fortune slot machine. The lucky gamble happened Saturday at the California Hotel and Casino. The man was happy to take photos with the novelty check showing his winnings, but his name is not being released to help protect his privacy. Man, that is pretty incredible. Can you believe it? $10 into over $1 million? Wow. Congratulations to him. Thanks so much for joining us tonight on West Coast Wrap. You can stay up to date on all of the stories we're covering online. Just go to westcoastwrap.com and stream all of our shows on your smart TV by downloading the Fox Local app. Good night. Thanks so much for joining us.